Again, let's make progress. Now we will be treating a poem titled, the poem we'll be treating is titled The Leader and the Led. I don't know how many of you have heard of Niyi Osundare. Niyi Osundare. How many of you has heard of Niyi Osundare? Anybody? Yes, poetry, The Leader and the Led. Yes, how many of you know Early Bird? Early Bird. There's this book, Early Bird. You guys read. Yes, he wrote it. Niyi Osundare. He's a Nigerian poet, playwright, and all that. We'll be studying his poem titled The Leader and the Led. If you can remember, I always tell you that when you're writing the title of a poem, it should be in quotes. Remember that the title of a book or your prose work should always be underlined, but the title of a poem should always be in quotes. Can you remember when I mentioned that? I hope you can. Please write down this poem in wherever you're jotting down this note or your notebook. I always tell you my slide is different from the notes I give, and what I say sometimes might not be in the slide. So always jot down what I say and what you see on the slide. Now let's before we study a poem, it's always advised that we look at the background of the poet, the man behind the ink, behind the pen, behind those powerful words written down on the book. And that is what we are going to be doing briefly. Now, of course, looking at the name, we can all tell that he's a Nigerian, obviously. Born Oluwaniyi Osundare. We know the tribe. Oluwaniyi Osundare. Are we together? So Ikeri, 12th March 1947. He schooled at University of Ibadan. That's where he got his first degree in English. Then he went to University of Leeds, England. He had his MA, Masters in English. Then York University, Toronto, Canada, PhD in English. You can imagine. What a poet. What a linguist. What a literati. Can you see all these achievements? All in the 20th century, late 20th century. Can you see that? The man is indeed a prolific writer. Now, since 1982, he's been a lecturer at the University of Ibadan. So, I just wish after this is over, we can take an excursion. Most of these people, oh my God, I really want to see Wole Soyinka before, Don't you want to see all these prolific writers who have made a name for the country? We need to see them and appreciate them and learn from them. Anyone they drop, we take it down. Just them down like eggs. These people are more precious than 24 karat gold. My poet, you know what I'm talking about. He taught at the University of Wisconsin and the University of New Orleans, all in abroad. Now, he described himself as a farmer born. This is in his own words. Now, that's why it's in quotes. Are you getting it? That's why you see it in quotes. Now, a farmer born and a peasant bred. He's a farmer born and a peasant bred. You understand? Oluwaniyi Osundare is the son of a father who was a drummer, an oral artist, and a farmer, and a mother who was a dryer and weaver. This is the typical traditional society, traditional culture in the southwest. If you have read the play Lonely Days, it was also set in the southwest. You will see that was basically their preoccupation then. Their weavers, their traders, their dyers, and all that. Drummers. Now his father was oral artist, so it means he really learned a lot from him. His name literally means God has honor. Oluwaniyi, God has honor. The spirit of the river has vindicated my innocence. God has honor. The spirit of the river has vindicated my innocence. Also a dramatist, a literary critic, scholar of linguistics, and political commentator. Can you imagine? A dramatist, write it down, a literary critic, scholar of linguistics, and political commentator. He reigns as Africa's most prolific and popular Anglophone poet. Prolific and popular Anglophone poet. Anglophone, that's an English poet. Anglophone poet. Now that is that about Niyi Osundare. Of course, he's still alive. He's a wonderful poet. Now let's look at the background of the poem. The background of the poem, The Leader and the Led. The poem, Are We Together, please ensure that you are following me step by step. The poem, The Leader and the Led, is a political poem which addresses the general problem of leadership, not only in Africa, but also in Nigeria. It means it's contemporary. This is a contemporary 21st century poem. This is a poem we can all relate to. You get to know pretty soon. Now, that poem can be found in your New Standard Literature and English textbook, so consult it, it's there. As a social commentator, as a social commentator, people that talks about the ills, they're more like activists, talks about the ills in the society. As a social commentator, in an interview for Poetry International Web in November 2002, he was quoted saying, "You cannot keep quiet about situations in the kind of countries we find ourselves in Africa." That's Niyi Osundare talking. He said, "You cannot keep quiet about situations in the kind of countries that we find ourselves in Africa. Especially when you wake up and there is no running water, when you have a massive power outage for days. It is like a norm. Sometimes we see that and we are screaming. On a good day, we shouldn't be screaming when there's power. It is something we should be supplied all the time. When there's massive power outage for days and nights, and the only way for him to change the situation is to write. Yes. That's why they always say there's this quote, the pen is mightier than the sword. What the kind of impact you can have just writing. That was why people like Wale Soyinka were locked up. They were not terrorists. Nelson Mandela wasn't a terrorist. But they also wrote poems from the prison. Those people were not terrorists, but because of how powerful the impact their writings were on people got to read and realize that these things are their rights. They need to stand up, they need to revolt, they need to stand up for their rights, what they believe in. And so sometimes you see government getting scared of writers. That is why you have journalists getting locked up in this present 21st century. Something that shouldn't be happening. Something that happened then is still happening now. Journalists are getting locked up. Why? Are they terrorists? Are they with guns? No. But why are you locking them up? The pen is mightier than the sword. And so that is why it is always good to write. Never get tired of writing. Voice it out. Publish it. Let people read it. Now, let's look at the poem. Everybody say The Leader and the Led. Now, this part of the lecture is extremely important. So I want you to pay close attention. It is extremely important. I want you to pay close attention to what I am about to discuss. This is going to be, I wish it were in the classroom, it would have been collaborative. I always want it collaborative. You talk and I talk, you talk and I talk. Our lectures are supposed to be teacher and student centered, not just teacher centered. We are in this together. Now, everybody say The Leader and the Led. Again. So we'll start. If you see the way the poem is arranged, it is two lines per stanza. Two lines per stanza. Are you getting it? Now, the lion stakes his claim to the leadership of the pack, but the antelope remembers the ferocious pounds of his paws. Let's look at the first two stanzas. The lion. Hope you know that denotatively, lion is just an animal, but connotatively, when you're talking about the leader, attributes of a lion. What are its attributes? You know that already. They are strong, they are brave, they're full of strength, and all that. Now they say the lion stakes his claim to the leadership of the pack, meaning there are categories of leaders who are known as the lion. You understand? Lion, categories of leaders. Now we are going to relate it to Nigeria. Now the lion, he stakes his claim. Let's assume it's a manifesto, probably a manifesto, and everybody wants to. Can remember they just concluded barrister elections. Oh my God, we saw the lions, we saw the antelope, we saw the hyenas, we saw the elephants, we saw the zebras, we saw the pigs, we saw all of them. Different people coming, to contest, to contest for different positions. But the people made their choice. Now the lion stakes his claim to the leadership of the pack, meaning the lion comes forward and is like, I want to lead this pack. He stakes his claim, probably like the manifesto. You understand? The lion wants to lead, so he tells them, I am going for this manifesto. I have to lead the pack. Now the pack is more like a jungle, a wildlife reserve, probably a place where animals are kept. That is what we call the pack, literally. Figuratively, the pack is Nigeria. The lion these are political leaders who come to lead us. Now they say, but the antelope, the antelope, very calm, remembers the ferocious pounds of his paws, meaning the antelopes are like, now he's coming, he has strength, he has everything. Ferocious, when you say something is ferocious, you know how lions are. When a lion bounces on you, you are a goner, you are done for. That is what he's talking about. So he's trying to compare to suppression and oppression, meaning now he's coming that he wants to lead us. We will never forget the ferocious pounds of his paws. Are you getting it? When this lion suppresses us and oppresses us, we will not be able to talk anymore. Now he's trying to stake his claim. He wants to lead us. But Antelope say, the people never forget. You are very ferocious. You don't regard us. You don't respect us. You always want to step on us. You want to bounce on us. You want your opinion to override us, forgetting that we put you there. The antelopes remember that lion is dangerous. So with that is strength that is exhibiting. If he pounces on you, you are done for. You understand? Are you getting me? So we are talking about our leaders here. We have talked about the lion, but the antelope remembers. Now write lion. I want you to write down the attributes of a lion where you are right now. Are you getting it? So these are those different people coming out to say they want to lead. The lion comes out. We have so many of them in the country. People whose antecedents we'll never forget. People who were once governors and we know what they did as governors. We know what they achieved. We know how they oppressed people. People who were once military leaders. We know how they oppressed us as military leaders. They did a lot of things to us. They relegated us to the background. Inequality. Are you getting it? But now they are assuming we have forgotten. The people never forget. That's what the antelope is saying. So now the lion steps aside. Next contestant. The hyena says the crown is made for him, but the impalas shudder at his little appetite. The impalas, it's a type of animal. Impalas, you need to look it up. The hyena says the crown is made for him, but the impalas shudder at his little appetite. When I say something is lethal, what does it mean? It means the thing is deadly, the thing is poisonous. The hyena comes too. Most of these are political leaders. When it's time for manifest, they are ready. They come down to the grassroots. You even see some of them going to where they sell akara. Let me eat akara, and people, he's so humble. This man, the man won't even hurt a fly. But the moment they go there, they begin to oppress the people. Look at the impalas. The impalas is scared. And I say, this guy is dangerous. The hyena is dangerous. In the animal kingdom, just like we have here, it's a comparison with our country, Nigeria, and the animal kingdom, and the different classes of leaders that come forward to lead us. The hyena comes and say, this crown, I need to win. I have what it takes to win the election. I have what it takes to govern the state. I have what it takes to be the president. But people who knows you, they know you. The impala shudder. He shakes. This guy, when he was the local government chairman, he did this, he did that. You understand? He amassed a lot of wealth that was supposed to move the state forward. We know what he did. And now, his appetite is dangerous. He is ready to eat us up. Now, the impalas now in the animal kingdom, he is scared that the hyena could get hungry one day and order for one of them. Get me one impala, let me eat. So, little appetite. But if you are to compare to Nigeria, it is those leaders of ours who amass wealth, who con us, who steals our money. Corruption. Are you getting it? The hyena. Now we have the lion, right? The lion. We also have the hyena. The giraffe craves a place in the front, but his eyes are too far from the ground. Now you know how giraffes are. When you are copying from friends, don't be a giraffe. Their neck is long, so they're able to look. Some of you are looking at your friend's work, giraffe, stop giraffing. You're looking at your friend's work. You understand? Now when I say the giraffe also say, oh boy, I think I can do this. If the lion comes out and the hyena comes out, I think me too. Lion, hyena, giraffe, why not? I can join the train. Since they've rejected lion and hyena, let me come out too. But his eyes are too far from the ground. What does this imply? Blood vision. Blood vision, meaning because of how long his neck is, he might not know who he's hurting. He might not know how much the people need him. He might not be able to relate to their needs. He might not be able to come down to their level because naturally he has a blood vision. Myopic. We have myopic leaders who do not know what people are passing through. They just implement policies, laws, pass it into the constitution, and they expect us to just fall through. They don't know how these things they do affect the masses who puts them there. That is the connotative meaning of this stanza. They don't know how the masses are suffering, how the masses are sad, the masses are depressed, the masses are in pains, poverty. You know, they are the elites, and so they don't get to see myopic vision. Some of our leaders are myopic. They don't understand. You understand? They just do whatever. They are self-centered. They are narcissists. Are you getting it? So the animal kingdom just his eyes are too far from the ground. Though that guy might not be able to see what is going on. When we have little animals like rodents, even the rodent, the rats, the rabbits, the giraffe wants to come and lead us. He will just leave us to suffer. Are you guys getting it? Now giraffe, let's go to the next one. You can see zebra. Write it as zebra. When the zebra says it is his right to lead, the pack points to the duplicity of his tribes. Now giraffe had to step aside. Zebra came. Say, man, since they are not agreeing, why don't I try it out? The zebra, I need to try it out. But what are the characteristics of a zebra? You know what a zebra looks like, right? You know, they have different stripes of their body of different shapes. You don't see one particular pattern on several animals. They all have different patterns. That is how they've been created. Now he said it is his right to lead. It is my right. I am the zebra. Come and see me. I look flamboyant. But the pack, that is the other animal, say, you are an animal of a questionable character. Come on, even your stripes don't agree with you. Your stripes are not equal. One is long, one is short, one is horizontal, one is vertical, one is diagonal, one is this. Come on. Duplicity of your stripes. Now, you can't lead us. We don't need someone who has mixed characters. You understand? 1 minute he's good, questionable character. 1 minute he's good, the next minute he's being cunning. He's trying to con us. 1 minute he seems he's a good leader, the next minute he deceives us. We don't need leaders like that. Please, your stripes are not. It's just like what we have in Nigeria today. We know some people, we know their history, and because of their mixed history, they'll come out today and tell you how they've changed. They are new people, all because they want your votes. But we know the duplicity of their stripe. We know their character. We know they are not good people. We know they are not worthy to lead us. Are you with me? They are not worthy to lead us. So what is the point of coming around and wanting to get our votes? So the zebra has to step aside. Now, let's go to the elephant. Write it down. Elephant, everybody. The elephant trudges into the power tussle, but its colleagues dread his trampling feet. The elephant trudges into the power tussle, but its colleagues dread his trampling feet. Hope you know elephants. You know when someone is bulky, someone's you know when you want it's elephants. Elephants are hefty. They are huge. They are wide. They are heavy. I used to see this documentary. One person can't lift an elephant. In fact, how many people lifted that elephant? There was this documentary I saw. Very heavy elephant. Very heavy. So the elephant say, what is going on here? Come on, all these small boys. See me now. I have the money. I have the wealth. I'm the elephant. I am big. I am strong. And he trudges. He pushes them here. Move. Let me go to the front for my manifesto. Just have this mental picture of an elephant pushing the antelope, pushing the impalas, pushing, all the animals, pushing even the little rodents, pushing everybody, putting the cats, the dogs, move here, push them, and he gets to the front. Yes, I have arrived. Just have this mental picture of an elephant doing such a thing. And yes, I want to contest, but people call it no go area. We dare not vote for this one. This one will trample on us. He will oppress us. He will deny us our fundamental rights. And we have seen it happen in this country. They want to pass a bill, social media bill, in the sense that it limits what you can post on the media. You cannot express yourself as a free-thinking individual. There is penalty for certain things you post, certain opinions you air about the government. You have to stop it because you're either going to get arrested. Hope there's a bill like that. That social media there was uprising, people were countering it. It took the meeting. That is the one thing we are grateful for. Is the one thing they want to suppress. Yes. And you expect them to. The people are scared that this one will destroy us. He will oppress us. And we've seen oppressors. We've seen dictators. Leaders like Kim Jong-un, let's even leave Nigeria, the North Korean leader. You have seen what he has done to his people. They are not free-thinking individuals. They are subjected to his authority, and what he says is final. It is not a democracy. The people know that if we allow elephants lead us, if you come out, sir, the way you are, he can just trample on you. He can, please bring him here, step on you and you are a goner, you are gone, you are dead, because you oppose his views. So the people are skeptical. We can't go for the elephants. No, he should step aside. Are you getting my point? Hope you know the connotative meaning of this poem. The warthog is too ugly. He's a type of pig too. The rhino, rhinoceros, too riotous. So many reasons. The warthog, it's a type of pig. What type of animal? Warthog. Write it down. This one is ugly. At least our leader should be presentable. He should be able to go to the international community and present. We can't have a leader who is sick. Yes, but we still have people even with their ill health. Do you know we have people contesting for positions who have terminal illness, who they know they can't stay that long, but because they want to amass that wealth. On a good day, you should be strong enough to be a good leader. So the warthog is too ugly. People say no, he can't represent us. Come on. The animals in the other parks will laugh at us. No. The rhino, too riotous. He's too riotous. He wants all his opinion to stand. He's always quarreling. He fights everybody. He won't even make a good leader. You see, and the pack thrashes around like a snake without a head. Just imagine a snake. You know how snake they move. Just imagine the snake without a head. Will he know where he's going to? No, he can even coil up to your leg. Now he wouldn't know, because there's blood vision. It's just like a sheep without shepherd. Most times we see them when they don't have a shepherd. You see cars horning because this cow is going that way, the sheep is going this way. But when there's a shepherd, he brings them in shape. So now the poet is telling us that, and the pack trashes around. Anarchy. When there's anarchy, it's like nobody obeys law anymore because there's no leader. It's like a snake. That simile. Like a snake without a head. Nobody to lead them, no way forward. We don't have a leader. So they're all just moving around. Because they've rejected everybody, because everybody has a question. There is no perfect leader. Everybody has questionable character. So the pack, everybody man for himself. You know how they say this OYO on your own. Every man for himself. That is what they are doing. But it is wrong. There's supposed to be a government so that it can guide them. Give them rules to follow. Now, the poet's persona is saying, our need calls for a hybrid of habits. Meaning, we have all these numerous characters, ranging from the lion, the hyena, the giraffe, the zebra, the elephant, the warthog, and the rhino. All of them have questionable character. And I said that, but what we need is to merge all these characters. Meaning, everyone has a quality, everyone has a good quality in them. So say a hybrid, a coming together of all these characters. A coming together. Since one on its own cannot make a good leader, why don't they come together and proclaims the forest sage? You understand? Why don't they come together? So we need a hybrid. Now, instead of us just having a lion who will suppress us, we'll have a little bit of a lion. Now, we need a character that has all these qualities. Some little qualities. You understand? Because not all, it is okay to be a lion sometimes. Hope you know it's okay to be an elephant. So that external forces will know that you cannot oppress us because our leader will even oppress you. Are you getting it? Hope you know it is not all bad to be a zebra. Once in a while, it confuses your enemies. When they know they cannot predict your next step. Hope you know it is not all bad to be a warthog. It is going to be ugly. It has its impact. Even the giraffe, sometimes you need a leader that can look up there. A leader that can see the future ahead. Even though he doesn't see what's happening now. They have good qualities. So now the bright person now is calling for a little bit of, now what we need, like let's take a country like Nigeria. We need a little bit of a lion, a brave, strong leader. A little bit of a lamb. Once in a while he knows that he needs to listen to counsel. You understand? Now see, tough like a tiger. He's tough. He's tough when it comes to negotiations that can move the country forward. He has a seat at the table. But he is still compassionate like a dove. Doves are this is dove, compassionate. He is transparent like a river. No corruption, no indictment. You know what is in his mind. financial security. Everything is ready to open up to the country. He's not always hiding away from the press. We have, our leaders do that. They don't even want to speak to us, tell us the truth. He's transparent like a river. We get to know, but he's mysterious like a lake. When everybody gets to know the plans of the government, some people can sabotage it. So that sometimes they, keep it away for just people that should know. Are you getting it? We need a hybrid, a mixture of this kind of leaders. We don't just need a man here to oppress us, or someone that is too cold, like a lamb. He can't even stand up for us. Come on, a country can move forward like that. The Niyi Osundare is a powerful. Can you see the simile and metaphor here? Can you see the imagery? We have a lot to discuss in next class. I say that a leader who knows how to follow. Hope leaders are also followers. You should be ready to follow. You're ready to listen. Say followers mindful of their rights to lead. Meaning a leader should know that those followers have the right to also occupy that office. That's what they don't know. The moment they are there, they are all knowing, omniscient, omnipresent. They know everything, and they don't need you to tell them what to do, and they become proud. But he should be mindful that these followers put you there. These followers also have the right to be in that office. It is their fundamental human rights. Their fundamental, as long as they meet the qualifications. These are the kind of leaders we need. We don't need